तेरे घूंघर वाले बाल तेरे घूंघर वाले बाल तू इतना ना करियो श्रृंगार, नजर तो है लग जाएगी, नजर तो है लग जाएगी। मेरे बाके बिहारी लाल तू इतना ना करियो श्रृंगार, नजर तो है लग जाएगी, 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 नजर तो है लग जाएगी। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल, निताय गौर हरि बोल, निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल, निताय गौर हरि बोल, निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल, निताय गौर हरि बोल, निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल, निताय गौर हरि बोल। जय प्रभुपाद प्रभुपाद प्रभुपाद, जय जय प्रभुपाद, जय जय प्रभुपाद प्रभुपाद प्रभुपाद, जय जय प्रभुपाद, जय जय प्रभुपाद प्रभुपाद प्रभुपाद, जय जय प्रभुपाद, जय जय प्रभुपाद प्रभुपाद प्रभुपाद, जय जय श्रील प्रभुपाद। श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन।
ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमः ओम विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। आप में से कितने लोग कल भी आए थे? कॉन्ग्रेचुलेशंस, बहुत बड़ा काम है ये। भागवत में लोग दिन चुनते हैं, नहीं तो विच डे। कल कौन कौन आने वाला है? ठीक है। क्या हो गया मित्र जी? ओवरडोज हो जाएगा। राधे राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे 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 गोविंद गोविंद राधे। एवरीवन प्लीज।
राधे राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे 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 गोविंद गोविंद राधे
राधे राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे 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 गोविंद गोविंद राधे
राधे राधे गोविंद।
everyone please।
गोविंद राधे 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 गोविंद गोविंद राधे
राधे राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे 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 गोविंद गोविंद राधे
राधे राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे 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 गोविंद गोविंद राधे
राधे राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे 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 गोविंद गोविंद राधे 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 गोविंदा गोविंद राधे
राधे गोविंदा गोविंद राधे 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 गोविंदा गोविंद राधे
राधे राधे गोविंदा गोविंद राधे 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 गोविंदा गोविंद राधे
राधे राधे गोविंदा गोविंद राधे 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 गोविंदा गोविंद राधे
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे
राधे राधे गोविंदा गोविंद राधे 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 गोविंदा गोविंद राधे
राधे राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे 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 गोविंद गोविंद राधे
राधे राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे 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 गोविंद गोविंद राधे
राधे राधे राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे।
ओ भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु देवकी नंदनाय च नंदगोपकुमाराय गोविंदाय नमो नमः। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। Hare Krishna. Shilpa ji is sitting, conveying to everyone she is the main yajman. It's like she's just waiting कि प्रभु जी बंद हो तो मुझे माइक मिले and I can. So welcome to the second day of Srimad Bhagavatam. And our attempt in these 7 days is to present the message of the Bhagavat as it is, unadulterated. Only when things are presented as it is, they have the desired effect. And we discussed yesterday what is the power of just this simple activity. It sounds simple, but it is the most glorious activity one could ever do. Now there are so many people sitting here listening. And we were explaining yesterday how Bhagavat is not dependent on any situation, any muhurat, number of people, elaborate arrangements. That's just the modern thinking. And how glorious is this activity you can understand from the fact which Padma Purana and Skanda Purana mentions, Lord Shiva regularly speaks Srimad Bhagavat to Mother Parvati. And you know which place he spoke it first to her? How many of you have been to Amarnath? So many people go to Amarnath and they are fascinated because there is a shivling which is formed. But the real history is mentioned in the scriptures. That is where Lord Shiva spoke Srimad Bhagavat to Mother Parvati. And this is the secret of immortality. And the story goes, in the spiritual world of Golok Vrindavan, which is Radha Krishna's planet, and Krishna was sitting with his hand on his head looking anxious. And Shri Radharani comes and she asked him, why are you looking anxious? You're supposed to remove people's anxiety. Because you can only give what you have. If you carry anxiety, you can only give anxiety. If you carry happiness, you can only give happiness. Krishna said, I'm not bothered about my own anxiety. I'm bothered about the souls in the material world. They suffer. They are suffering. And the only way they can be relieved of their suffering, which they don't know, if they pay due attention to our beautiful narrations, pastimes, if they just sit and hear, they'll be blessed. Because these narrations carry spiritual potency, they carry our blessings. But I am trying to figure out who would go down, who is qualified to speak. And right at that moment, Shri Radharani's pet parrot, Sukshamadi, he comes and sits on her hand and he is chanting Krishna's name. And Radharani tells him, no, you chant Krishna. Krishna tells him, no, you chant Radharani's name. Actually, he was chanting Radharani's name, Shri Radha, Shri Radha. She tells him, you chant Krishna's name. He starts chanting Krishna's name. And Krishna said, chant Radharani's name. And this goes back and forth. So he said, forget it. I will chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Both the names together, because Hare refers to Shri Radha. Like Hari, Hara. Hara is Radharani. And that's when Krishna decided, this is the person, because he has received the supreme mercy of Srimati Radharani. There is only one person in the creation who knows Krishna fully, and that is Sri Radha. And now the scene changes. Once Naradji, you all know about Naradji? He comes to Kailash to meet Mother Parvati. And Mother Parvati is the disciple of Naradji. She welcomes him. Naradji speaks to him. How are things going between you and Bholenath? Is Shivji treating you well? Is your life comfortable after marriage? Because Parvati ji belonged to a very, very royal family. She was born to marry Lord Shiva. And here is Lord Shiva, who doesn't even have a house of his own. Is so renounced. To his worshippers, he gives everything that they want, but he himself is happy sitting under a tree and just meditating on the Lord, chanting his names. And he's very renounced. Once Parvati ji asked him, Baba, शादी हो गई, अभी थोड़ा घर तो होना चाहिए एक. Let's get some nice house. And Shivji was like, why do we need? We're so happy, we don't have to worry about anything. The more we have to worry to manage it. Like if you have just 2 sets of clothes, life is very simple. And if you have 100, one of the greatest anxieties I've seen in our monthly events also, we sometimes keep a dress code. And one lady is like, once I kept one particular color and she said, Prabhuji, You told us to wear the same color 2 months ago also. Big anxiety. I said, who remembers? Look at us. Same hairstyle, same color. So the less we have, the more peaceful our life becomes. That means keeping only those things, focusing only on those things, working towards only those things which we need. Wants will never end. If you focus on needs, you will be peaceful. If you focus on wants, they are never ending. So, because the wife is saying now, Lord Shiva agreed, okay, let's build a house. So the Griha Pravesh Puja happened. Priests were called, sages were called, and puja happened. Now the time came for giving dakshina. That has to be given to complete the ritual. And he is so bhola, he is so innocent. वो दक्षिणा में वो घर ही दान में दे दिया. फिर से सड़क पे आ गए हमारी और आपकी भाषा में. So Narad ji is asking Mother Parvati, are you happy? So she said, yes, I'm happy. I'm very comfortable. Does Lord Shiva share all his secrets with you? She said, yes. Because Narad ji said, wherever there is love, there are no secrets. If there are secrets, there is no love. As simple as that. She said, no, he tells me everything. Acha, okay. Tell me, has he ever told you he wears a garland of skulls around his neck? Whose skulls are they? Why is he so attached to them? And Parvati ji became doubtful. Yeah, he's never told me. What is this? Let him come back home today. And Narad ji saw that काम हो गया. And he's Narayan, Narayan, abhi aap log sambhalo. And he left. So many people misunderstand Narad ji, thinking Narad ji kaun hai? Arey idhar ki udhar karte hain. Somebody who is the guru of Vyasadeva, Valmiki Muni, Prahlad, Dhruva, Mother Parvati, cannot be an ordinary person. He does all these things only to increase the sweetness of the Lord's pastimes, Leela. He is the incarnation of the Lord's mind. So whenever the Lord wants to perform a particular pastime, he does it through Narad ji. He initiates it through Narad ji. Just like when we want to do something, where does the idea originate first? In the mind. So he is the incarnation of the Lord's mind. So Narad ji went and Lord Shiva came back. And Parvati ji wasn't around. She was in a place called Kop Bhavan. You know what is a Kop Bhavan? In Ramayana it is mentioned. Sulking chamber. Earlier, the society used to be very civilized. So even if you have to express your sulk, go into that chamber. So it served two purposes. One is, you don't like start throwing tantrums in front of everyone. Number one. Secondly, if you are angry, you just have to go into that chamber and your husband would know, oh, she's angry, now I have to go and appease her, make her happy. So it was indirect way of communicating also. And now we communicate in different ways. We block, we don't reply. We put some powerful status to show that I'm upset with you. We unfollow on Instagram. That's such a big thing. Twitter pe wars happen. Oh, this person, this celebrity has unfollowed this celebrity. There is something doing. Kuch to chal raha hai. So, Lord Shiva came and she's not talking to him. And then he was trying to understand. Kya hua hai? He said, Narad ji to nahi aaye yahan pe. And she said, yes, हाँ अब पूरी बात बताओ, समझ में आ गया सब कुछ, क्या करके गए हैं? She said, you never told me whose skulls are these. You're wearing constantly. I said, you really want to know? She said, yes. He said, some are your skulls and some are the dear devotees of the Lord, their skulls. They are very dear to me. I keep them close to my heart. And Parvati ji is shocked. And Lord Shiva explained, every time you take birth, you become my wife eternally. And every time you leave your body as a, what would you call it, symbol, I just keep it. I keep your skull next to me. I wear it because you are very dear to me. And Mother Parvati ji is thinking, that means I die again and again. And what about you? He said, no, I have gained immortality. I have got the secret to become immortal. So therefore I don't die. I don't have to change my bodies. And she said, I also want to know. And Lord Shiva tried to say a few things. No, it can only be had if you are qualified. But then he also thought, if she is not qualified, she wouldn't even have the desire to know it. And therefore he said, we'll have to go to a secluded place, not here. There are too many people who are unqualified. So they sat on Nandi and they went towards, so they were going, and first place they left Nandi, the first village they came across. And that place became famous as Pahalgaon, the first village they came across, the first spot. Then they went further and Lord Shiva had a snake. He realized, ye bhi sun sakta hai. Unko chhod diya. So the place where he left him, that place became known as, famous as Anantnag. Then he went further. There is Ganesh Parvat, where he told Ganesh ji, you chill here. Play. And then they reached a particular spot where there was a beautiful cave. So Lord Shiva played his damaru. So that was a signal, if anybody in the area, just get lost. And then they entered that cave. And Lord Shiva said, now I'm just going to close my eyes and speak this secret to you. This makes a person immortal. That means once a person hears this secret, he will not have to experience death after that lifetime. He will get a very, he'll get a spiritual body which doesn't go through degradation, doesn't deteriorate, doesn't experience old age, disease or death. So he said, but you don't fall asleep, because I'll close my eyes, I wouldn't know. She said, you don't worry. And he started narrating, and Mother Parvati, as she is listening to this beautiful narration, she went into trance. She couldn't continue because she had promised that you will know that I'm listening, I'll keep doing I'll keep humming. And in that cave, there was an egg of a parrot. When Lord Shiva played his damaru, that egg was as it is. But when he started the Katha, the Bhagavat, the narration, what we are discussing over these 7 days, it just hatched. And a tiny parrot came out. And when this parrot manifested, he was very eager to hear this Katha. And he saw Mother Parvati's into trance and Lord Shiva might stop. He started imitating her voice. And parrots can imitate really nice. And when Lord Shiva finished it, he looked at Mother Parvati. She had her eyes closed. He didn't know who was doing this. And then he closed his eyes. In his meditation, he saw there was a parrot inside that cave. He found him and ran with his trident to kill it. And the parrot is flying, and finally reaches Badrikashram. There was the wife of Vyasadevji. He entered her mouth and entered into her womb. And you might ask, ये क्या प्रभु जी फेंक रहे हैं, ऐसे कैसे possible है? आपके और हमारे लिए possible नहीं है, but who are the personalities we are talking about? This is Lord Shiva, his realm, Mother Parvati. And this is the same parrot of Sri Radharani who descended from the spiritual world for a mission. And there is the wife of the great sage Vyasadeva. They are not ordinary people. So extraordinary things happen around extraordinary people. And Lord Shiva is standing and he's telling her, let him come out, I want to kill him. And Lord Vyasadeva comes out. He said, What happened, my dear Lord? He said, this is what has happened. He was not qualified. How dare he hear this secret? And Vedavyasji just smiled. He said, my dear Lord, you yourself said that only the qualified ones can hear this secret. So if he was not qualified, how could he even hear it? The reason he was able to hear it, that means he had the qualification. It's a very deep point here. मैंने कल भी बताया था कि श्रीमद् भागवत, one does not come across Srimad Bhagavatam, this message, just by chance. This qualification is created after many, many lifetimes. Many, many lifetimes of hard work, prayers, tapasya, charity. Then in one lifetime a person accumulates enough punya, enough piety that he gets the desire, that he gets the invitation, that he gets to be a part of an occasion like this. So none of you who are sitting here by chance. Because you are qualified, there is yogyata, is the word used. So this same parrot eventually becomes the same Shukdev Goswami, the son of Vyasadeva, when he is born. And he speaks the Srimad Bhagavat to King Parikshit, that pastime we discussed yesterday. So Lord Shiva spoke to Mother Parvati. Lord Vishnu recites Srimad Bhagavat to Mother Lakshmi every day. And Mother Lakshmi, when Lord Vishnu completes, she recites it. Ananta Sheshji speaks to the 4 Kumaras. First Bhagavat Katha happened between whom? Lord Krishna spoke it to Lord Brahma. And he wants this to be discussed. He wants this to be discussed. He wants this to be heard and shared and expanded. Because again and again Bhagavatam explains that anybody who wants to be free from the threefold miseries of life, miseries caused by mind and body, others, natural calamities, one must just regularly hear this beautiful narration. Another verse in the Bhagavatam explains, Yasyam Vaishyoyamananam Krishna Paramapurushe Bhagavati Utpadyate Pumsam Shoka Moha Bhayapaha. That when somebody regularly listens to this beautiful narration of Srimad Bhagavatam, 3 types of emotions completely disappear from his life. Shok, Moha and Bhaya. And we see our life is entangled in these 3 emotions only. Either we are doing shok, lamenting for something that didn't go well, that didn't go right, or we are fearful, worried about the future. What if this doesn't happen? What if this happens? And at present, we are bewildered, we are confused, we don't know what to do, which way to go. And all these 3 emotions steal our peace. So Bhagavatam explains, anyone who regularly listens to the Srimad Bhagavatam, these 3 emotions will completely vanish from his life. He will always be in a blissful state. Even if you are surrounded by 1,000 reasons to be unhappy, you will be at peace. So this is not an ordinary activity. This is not a ritual. This is not something, oh, life में एक बार होना ही चाहिए भागवत. Oh, किसी के मरने के बाद 9 महीने के अंदर करना ही चाहिए. These are all misconceptions. Bhagavatam explains Nityam Bhagavat Sevaya. Anybody who is truly serious about his own welfare and the welfare of his near and dear ones, you should do it regularly. Now imagine, if you ask me, I am very happy to spend my whole life, 365 days a year doing this. But a challenge that people have to also accept. एक जगह में I was giving a talk last Janmashtami. I said there must be how many people sitting here? Must be 60, 70 people. How many weeks in a year? 52? And I said we just need 52 people to come forward who are ready to host one event, 1 day event every week. Some people fainted internally. not literally. Why is that? Why do we feel that repulsion? Because we don't understand that this is what truly matters. This is the ultimate welfare work for me and all those people connected to me as well, and for the society as well, for the world as well. And you can understand this, how the Bhagavat, first of all, it was spoken by Shukdev Goswami to Parikshit. For the second time publicly it manifested. There is a place near Lucknow called Naimisharanya. कोई गया है कभी? Have you ever been to Naimisharanya? कोई नहीं गया है? Okay. बाली कितने लोग गए हैं? वेगस, ऑस्ट्रिया, ठीक है. So Naimisharanya, it was the beginning of Kali Yuga. This Yuga is known as the darkest Yuga. अभी जो हो रहा है पूरे वर्ल्ड में, this is not even the beginning. Worse things are about to come. वो scriptures में पहले ही mention किया गया था. But the scriptures have also mentioned the remedy. Those people but who will give time and attention, clearly mentioned hai, to the kathas of the Lord, what we are doing, and chant His names, they will be protected. Dharma eva hato hanti, dharmo rakshati rakshitah. This is the rule, eternal rule. Those who follow dharma are protected by dharma. Those who destroy dharma are destroyed by dharma. Black and white hai pura. So 88,000 sages gathered at this place called Naimisharanya with only one thing in mind: the welfare of the future generations in Kali Yuga. Because these are the sages, they have lived through many ages and they know what this yuga is like. Prayen alp ayushah sabhyah kalau asmin yuge janaha mandaha sumandamatiyoh mandbhagyahi upadruta. These are the default settings of people in Kali Yuga. Prayen alp ayushah. Any South Indian here? Alp means little. Alp ayushah. People have short lives, short lifespan. It will get shorter with time. Alpa ayushah sabhyah kalau asmin yuge janah mandaha sumandamatiho. Manda means slow. Slow in understanding higher subject matters like these. फिर एक, this is the beauty of Sanskrit language. आपको गाली देके निकल जाएंगे, पता भी नहीं चलेगा. Manda means slow. So if you call somebody Manda, इधर आओ, कैसा लग रहा है सुनने में? You don't get offended. And then you say, hey Sumand. कुछ खराब लगा आपको? Sumand means extra slow. जैसे in English you call it donkey. Hindi gadha. Sanskrit has a word, Vaishak Nandan and Vaishak Nandini. किसी को पता ही नहीं चलेगा. So Mandaha Sumanda, intellectually challenged. Manda means lazy. Lazy when it comes to spirituality, spiritual life, God consciousness. ऐसे lazy नहीं है when it comes to this, understanding the purpose of life. Then Sumanda, intellectually challenged, even if they come, it's very difficult to understand. And even if they can understand, they might come across some pseudo-spiritualists which are in abundance in Kali Yuga. We are living in an age where everything is all about externals. People get impressed by externals. They try to impress others by externals. So all that looks like gold is not gold. All that looks spiritual is not spiritual. डुप्लीकेट तो बहुत है ना चीजें मार्केट में. And then even if that is taken care of, people are above all always disturbed. These are the symptoms of people in Kali Yuga. भागवत में 5000 साल पहले लिखा गया था. And these sages were worried. These are saints. What is the hallmark quality of a saint? Who is a saint? Saint का definition क्या है? क्या बोलते हैं तनाज जी? हाँ, very nice. पहली बार एक ही बार में सही आंसर मिल गया. A saint is not defined by the kind of clothes he wears, where he stays, he's living in a monastery. Anybody, you could also be a saint if you are constantly thinking about others' welfare, selflessly, even at the cost of your personal comforts. So these sages, nobody has asked them, nobody has paid them, and they gather at a place called Naimisharanya with only one purpose in mind. They choose this place Naimisharanya because when Lord Brahma created this world, he chose Naimisharanya as the center. And we know whatever happens at that center, the effect spreads to all the different parts of that structure. So they decided to do 1,000-year yajna for the welfare of future generations. तो आपने कभी टीवी में देखे होंगे सीरियल में, there are sages sitting doing यज्ञ, हवन कुंड में आहुति डाल रहे हैं. क्यों करते रहते थे वो लोग? आपको क्या लगता है? उनको कुछ काम धाम नहीं है तो चलो इनका तो काम है, लगे रहो. Why were they always busy doing this? क्यों काम है? या आजकल भी मंदिरों में देखिए बहुत सारे भक्त मिलेंगे आपको, जेन्युइनली कीर्तन कर रहे हैं, भजन कर रहे हैं, भगवान की सेवा इतनी धूमधाम से हो रही है मंदिरों में, जेन्युइनली जहाँ पे होती है. आपको क्या लगता है क्यों कर रहे हैं ये सब? या वो ऋषि मुनि यज्ञ क्यों करते रहते थे? ये उनका काम है. To ensure that there is complete prosperity and peace in society, and they know the secret. Just like when you water, there are different parts of the tree, the twigs, the branches, the leaves, the fruit. If you want to provide nourishment to them, where do you put water? Roots में डालते हैं. So in the Bhagavatam, Krishna is compared to the root, God is compared to the root. And another analogy given is compared to the stomach. If we want to provide nourishment to the different parts of the body, we put food in the stomach and it spreads all over them. So therefore, these yajnas, these rituals are performed for his pleasure. Because when he is pleased, that pleasure and peace spreads all over the universe. That is the secret. And therefore they decided, they understood what Kali Yuga is like because they have lived many yugas. You might want, unko kaise pata? Because they have lived. Just like if I were to ask, somebody comes and asks me, कोई नया व्यक्ति आया बॉम्बे, अच्छा लोग सैटरडे संडे को क्या करेंगे? And you tell them, अरे they will party, they will chill, they will sleep late, they will binge watch. तो जो व्यक्ति वो लोग, अरे बाप रे, प्रभु जी तो एस्ट्रोलॉजर लगते हैं. एस्ट्रोलॉजर नहीं हूँ मैं, रहा हूँ यहाँ पे, कई वीकेंड्स देखे हैं. So therefore, but the yuga had changed. कृते यध्यायतो विष्णुम त्रेतायाम यजतो मुखे द्वापरे परिचर्यायाम कलौ तदहरि कीर्तनात्. In every yuga, the spiritual practice changes to whether it is about fulfilling your desires, whether it is achieving material or spiritual perfection, the process changes. In Satyuga, the process was tapasya, meditation. In Treta Yuga, the process became yajna. In Dwapar Yuga, the process became deity worship with punctuality, cleanliness. And in Kali Yuga, kirtan, Hari Kirtanat. So whatever we could get by the process of meditation in Satyuga, yajna in Treta, temple worship in Dwapar, can be easily achieved simply by chanting the names of Lord Hari. That is the ultimate verdict of the scriptures. And if we take the medicine as per the prescription of the doctor, we get cured faster. So spirituality means all the knowledge must come from Shastras. This is not defined by what we see on WhatsApp or social media or even Google, Wikipedia. Even you don't even have to trust me. You don't even have to put faith in my words. Ultimately, everything boils down to, okay, what do the scriptures say? Because they are the subject books on this topic. Spirituality means scriptures. It cannot be manufactured by some human being. Anybody can say anything, but it has to be verified with the Shastra. So therefore, their yajnas didn't work. And then they met a personality named Shukdev Goswami. And they asked him certain questions. One of the questions was, how will people find relief and direction in this dark age of Kali Yuga? Dharma, adharma, everything. And that's when Shukdev Goswami mentioned, this is where you find Srimad Bhagavatam. When Lord Krishna disappeared from this world, he reappeared in the form of this great scripture as Srimad Bhagavat. इसीलिए इसका नाम रखा गया है Srimad Bhagavat. Bhagavad Gita means the song of God. Srimad Bhagavat means directly God. As powerful. So hearing Srimad Bhagavatam is equivalent to seeing God face to face. It has the same effect. And especially in this particular month, the benefits are getting multiplied by like trillions. Purushottam mahine mein, which started yesterday. And briefly I will explain the significance of this month and the history. So many years ago, and this is explained by Lord Krishna himself personally in Mahabharata. Once the Pandavas were sitting, they were in exile. And I'm assuming everybody knows Mahabharata. कोई ऐसा है जिसको महाभारत का थोड़ा पता नहीं है? ठीक है. So they were in exile. And कई बार हम लोग बहुत हल्के में ले लेते हैं. Oh, Pandavas, they are in the forest. They were cheated. They were deprived of everything. But try to understand. They are not ordinary people. They are supposed to be living in a palace. And next day, they are kicked out. No security, no food, no shelter, don't know where to go. And if you want to understand it deeply, try to put yourself in their place. Suppose today you're living in a big palatial house and tomorrow you're kicked out, get lost. Mumbai. Kahan jayenge? So they were used to a certain type of comfort. And they are sitting sad. And as they were feeling desperate, sometimes these emotions would take over, not always. Otherwise, they were very stable. And then suddenly, a very nice, gentle, fragrant breeze started blowing. And suddenly there was some extraordinary type of peace that prevailed in that forest. And they could understand what was happening because they had experienced it before. What happened? Krishna had come. So whichever place the Lord steps into, that becomes worthy of worship, that becomes peaceful, that becomes a holy place. There are so many flowers you can buy from the market, but एक फूल जो ऐसे भगवान के चरणों से आता, people die to get hold of it. Why is that? There are so many people come to our temple also. If they don't get prasad, they basically declare a war sometimes. But because it has touched the Lord, it has the Lord's touch. How many of you plan your vacation to इस बार थोड़ा समय we'll spend in jail? कितने लोग प्लान करते हैं इस बार 2-3 दिन थोड़ा जेल में जाएंगे? But there is one jail people happily would like to go and visit. A jail in Mathura. Now you remember? लोग घंटों घंटों खड़े रहते हैं उस जेल का दर्शन करने के लिए. ऐसा क्या स्पेशल है उसमें? Krishna's touch, the Lord's touch. So whichever place the Lord touches, whichever... Now, you have seen such beautiful buildings in Mumbai, but when you are passing by, you don't look like... You're not giving flying kisses and touching your head. But if there is a completely run down place, टूटा फूटा कोई जगह है कहीं पे, एंड आपको पता चले उसके अंदर भगवान का मूर्ति है, you will bow down. So what makes something special is not externally how grand anything looks. It applies to our life also. It is what is inside. So wherever the Lord is present, that person, that place, that object becomes worshipable. That place becomes holy. Of all the living beings, why is cow so sacred? Cow so special? क्या कारण हो सकता है? कई बार लोग बोलते हैं because she gives milk. अरे milk तो there's a goat also, buffalo also, camel also gives milk. There's only one reason, because she is dear to Krishna. इसलिए she becomes worshipable. So anything and anyone which becomes dear to the Lord becomes glorious. So that is enough to convey a message that if we want our life to become glorious and special, we have to allow Him to enter our life, touch our lives. And in Kali Yuga it's very easy. Wherever you are, just chant His names. There are no rules in chanting the names. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So Lord Krishna appeared and he got very angry seeing the Pandavas so depressed in such a condition. He wanted to destroy the universe. Yudhishthira Maharaj, Pandavas, they fell at his feet that please calm down. And then Krishna revealed to them the secret, the story. That you want to know, you have been trying to figure out why you are suffering. Let me tell you a history. Many, many years ago, due to some arrangement in the universe, an extra month manifested. And because this had just manifested, there were no auspicious festivals designated. There were no deities designated for this month. So everybody started calling this month extra, 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 refuge, malamas, like that. And the deity, the goddess of this month, she really felt sad. Now imagine one of you enters the room now and Shilpa ji यहाँ से देखती हैं, अरे ये तो extra है. कैसा लगेगा? Everybody was calling this lady, the goddess, extra, extra. Because nothing in this universe is an orphan. Everything has a deity in charge. Like in this city also, everything comes under some in charge, some minister, some officer. So on a macrocosmic level also, everything is presided over by a deity. She went to Lord Vishnu crying. She fell at his feet. I want to die, everybody is insulting me, there's no protector, there's no master. He took her to Golok Vrindavan, to Krishna. She fell at his feet and Krishna said, why are you crying? Nobody cries when I am there. If somebody comes to me, they don't have to cry. And then he said, from today, I make this month my own month. I give it my own name, Purushottam month. And I will become the master, I will become the presiding deity of this month. And today, I place all my blessings, all my powers in this month. Comes only once in 3 years. Such a rare opportunity. And then Lord Krishna also declared that this month will be equal to me in terms of name, fame, influence, and granting desires. Just imagine if Krishna comes and stands in front of you right now. What is it that you cannot get from him? There's nothing impossible. The same power is available in this month for those who remember him, worship him, and follow something that he asked us to do. So basically he said three things. If you find in Mahabharata, he said charity. First he said chanting of my names. Then second thing he said, early morning, utke, take bath. Many of us might be sleeping early morning, Brahma Muhurat mein, but he said early morning, that's an austerity. And third thing he said charity. जो भी बोले तीन चीज करेगा इस महीने में, all his wishes will be granted. And when Krishna has said this, it's the absolute truth if you follow. We can't doubt it. And then Krishna said, recently this month just passed and you Pandavas failed to observe it, pay proper respects to this month, therefore you lost everything. And then he turned to Draupadi. You want to know why Draupadi suffered? And she's suffering right now also. He said in her previous life, she was the daughter of a sage named Medhavi. Her mother died early, father was taking care, but he was always busy in his tapasya, his rituals, and he never paid attention to get her married. He left. Then only she was living, and she was always thinking about, how do I get married? I have no protection, no shelter. So once one great sage, Durvasa, came and he saw her condition. He said, you don't worry. Very soon, this most sacred, auspicious Purushottam month is about to start. You worship the Lord in this month nicely. You follow the procedure, observe this month, and your desire will be fulfilled. But this girl, she didn't have much faith. She said, you're cheating me? This month is the extra. It is inauspicious. No auspicious things happen. There are no auspicious tithis. So many of the people in this world also have this misconception. This is extra. This is malamas. This is inauspicious. This month was never inauspicious. People were calling it inauspicious. Just like if I tell you, you are useless. That's my perspective. You are not useless. Month was never inauspicious. Even to call this month inauspicious is an offense which this girl committed. She said, you're cheating me. So the sage got angry. He said, I will not curse you because you are the daughter of my friend, but for the offense you have committed, you will have to pay the price in future. And he left. Then this girl, she started performing tapasya to please Lord Shiva. And Lord Shiva appears. And she was so desperate. He asked, what can I offer you? She said, I want a husband, I want a husband, I want a husband. And she said it 5 times. Lord Shiva said, you will get 5 husbands. And she got shocked. She said, this is not good. What will the society say? And Lord Shiva became grave. And he said, this is due to the offense. You are destined to go through this. I can't do anything about it. Your offense towards the Purushottam month. And he disappeared. Later on, King Drupad performed a yajna to get a son who would kill Dronacharya, and from that yajna he also wanted a daughter who would become the wife of Arjun. And from that yajna, this girl appeared as Draupadi. And then Krishna continues, it is only due to this offense that she was dragged into that assembly and there was an attempt to strip her naked. And Krishna says, much worse was supposed to happen to her. She was supposed to go through much worse than that. But fortunately, Krishna explains, she called out to me and I intervened and I changed her destiny. And now this month will again appear in a few months from now. Follow it and you will regain what you have lost by the blessings of this month. So that is the power. If you're feeling stuck, if there is something that we carry in our heart which we want to be fulfilled, a desire, an aspiration, this is the time. If you want to begin your spiritual journey, nourish it further, if you want a reset in your life, everything can be achieved. You name it. just by following certain things in this month. You chant Radha Krishna's names, offer them a ghee lamp every day, give charity, worship Tulsi, recite the 15th chapter of the Gita, and the best is what we are doing. Do it more often. Baki to individual practices hai, but whenever you get an opportunity to do what we are doing today, this is even more powerful. So this is the power, because we all carry lots and lots of desires in our heart, countless desires. And today's pastime is also based on that. If everything was within our control, then nobody in this world would ever face misery. Why are people running around constantly? You go to the airports, you just step out of this building, desires, desires, desires. Whatever we are today is the result of our desires we cultivated in the past. Whatever we are going through today is the result of the desires we cultivated in the past. You might question, I never desired distress in my life. I never desired disappointment, setback in my life. I never desired pain in my life. Why are you saying this? The reason is you never desired pain, but you desired something thinking it will give you happiness, not knowing that it would actually lead to distress. It's like a child. We are spiritually, all of us are immature. Just like children, they need constant guidance. A child sees a fan running and he wants to put his finger in it. And the mother has to come, intervene. No, this is not good. So when we grow up also, we are like children. We need constant guidance about what is to be desired, what is not to be desired. And that's why every human being needs to be under the guidance of a bona fide guru. Otherwise, we'll keep taking decisions based on whatever feels good to us, and then we suffer. And the job of the guru is not to put an end to our desires, not to cut down on our desires. His job is simply to purify our desires. He's not there to cut down on the speed with which we are running. His job is to give direction to the speed. Otherwise, we'll end up in a place where we never wanted to be. So constant guidance. You study the scriptures. There were great kings living in great opulence, handling big kingdoms, expanding their kingdoms. And they were also great devotees, but they always ruled till the last breath of their life. They never took a decision without the guidance of the saintly people. You see the Pandavas, you see Lord Ram, you see Maharaj Dashrath, and there are countless such examples. Guidance, constant guidance. There was a king of the name Uttanpad, and he was coming from a great family lineage. And listen to this beautiful pastime very carefully, because before I narrate this whole pastime, which has invaluable lessons for life, I am going to give you what is in it for you. तो थोड़ा ध्यान से सुनेंगे आप. जैसे बचपन में हम करते थे ना, चलो ध्यान से सुनो. If you sit quietly, I'll give you a chocolate. And children will actually sit quietly. So आप लोग attentively सुन पाएं. इसलिए simply hearing this narration, क्या क्या benedictions हैं for the listeners. ध्यान से सुनिए. By hearing the narration of Dhruva Maharaj, one can fulfill desires for wealth, reputation, and increased duration of life. ये मिल जाएगा आपको. It is so auspicious that one can even go to a heavenly planet or attain Dhruva Loka, the spiritual planet which was achieved by Dhruva Maharaj just by hearing about him. The Devatas also become pleased because this narration is so glorious and it is so powerful that it can counteract all the results of one's sinful karmas. which are the root cause of obstacles we face in life. Anyone who hears the narration of Dhruva Maharaj and who repeatedly tries with faith and devotion to understand his pure character attains the pure devotional platform and executes pure devotional service. By such activities, one can diminish the threefold miserable conditions of life. Again, those miseries caused by mind and body, miseries caused to us by others, and natural calamities. Anyone who hears this narration of Dhruva Maharaj acquires exalted qualities like him. For anyone who desires greatness, prowess, or influence, simply by listening to this narration, one can achieve all of it. And who want adoration, here is the process. So these are some of the benedictions. Of course, there is a long list, but I think this is good enough for you. ध्यान देने के लिए. Above all, this one narration can give you pure devotion to the Lord. The one emotion that satisfies the soul completely. This is a story of a 5-year-old child. Now, who discusses a 5-year-old child's life or what he did? When you and I were 5-year-old, what were we doing? हमको खुद ही याद नहीं है. क्या फर्क पड़ता है? हाँ. आपको याद है? तनाज जी, राधिका जी, 5 साल के थे, आप क्या कर रहे थे? आप बोलेंगे या तो सो रहे होंगे, या रो रहे होंगे, या खेल रहे होंगे. और यही 3 चीज तो हैं बचपन में बच्चे करते हैं. All of us. Then what did this child do that even after thousands and thousands of years we are discussing him? Thousands and thousands of kings and queens have come and gone in this world. हम किसको डिस्कस करते हैं? किसका नाम याद भी नहीं है. We just have a list of names. If that list is also lost. बहुत सारे आते हैं ऐसे. But there is only one princess we always discuss about. कौन? मीराबाई. So in example से समझना चाहिए हमको. How does one get eternal fame? What did they do? That even after millions of years, like Dhruva, hundreds of years, like Mirabai, she's still being revered, discussed, prayed to, and serves as a source of inspiration for millions. Worshipped even by the great saints. What did they do? We will find out in the story of Dhruva Maharaj, but we all know about Mirabai. She is not known for being a princess. ऐसे तो बहुत सारे आके गए हैं. Eventually, how many followers we had, how much money we had, influence we had, this is nothing. Because eventually what do you do with it? Eating, sleeping, enjoying and defending, which even an ant is doing in her own way. The activity remains the same. But if we want that eternal fame, it only comes through devotion. By being a devotee. Then only our life becomes valuable. As I gave you the example, even jail becomes worshipable when the Lord touches it. When the Lord touches a person, he becomes a saint. He touches ordinary food, it becomes prasad. He touches ordinary water, it becomes charanamrit, filled with spiritual potency. He touches anything, it becomes sacred. So there was this king Maharaj Uttanpad, and he had 2 wives. One was Suruchi and one was Suniti. Suniti was older not in the sense like she was 60 years old, relatively compared to the other, because she had a child 5 years old, Dhruva. And the other girl, Suruchi, also had a son. His name was Uttam. Now, very, very interesting beginning. Apparently, externally, Dhruv had everything anybody could aspire for. aspire for. His father was ruling the world. So he's a prince. And there was a talk among the citizens that he would be the next king because he was older to them. One day he enters his father's court and he saw his stepbrother was playing on the lap of his father, who was also Dhruva's father. So like any other child, he comes to his father and he also wants to sit on his lap. He wants his attention, his affection. But the king did not even look at him, did not pay any attention, did not respond. 5 saal ka bachcha. Chanakya Pandit says, from 1st to the 5th year, we have to give as much love as possible to our children. 6 to 16, strict discipline. That means making the distinction between right and wrong very clear, strictly, and implementing what is right strictly. Not letting them do whatever they want. That is not love, that becomes violence. Because if you allow them to choose at such an innocent stage, they will do whatever makes them happy, and that could harm them also in the long run. After 16, treat them as your best friends. And no more discipline. हम लोग कई बार उल्टा कर देते हैं. पहले छोड़ देते हैं, जो करना है करो. 16-17 साल के बाद, अरे ये क्या हो रहा है, ये क्या हो रहा है? Then things have gone out of control. Why do we send our children to school and schools when they are young? Because that is the age of learning. So this is the age of learning, values also. And most importantly, creating a strong foundation for a pure character, habits, consciousness. So Dhruva Maharaj, he's not Maharaj yet, but we call him Maharaj, he's Dhruva. He looks at his father, and his father is not even paying attention. This is the world we are living in. Apparently, everything can look very grand, but everyone in this world, as Lord Krishna explains in the Bhagavad Gita, from the topmost planet Brahma Loka to the lowest, all are places of misery. Everyone is going through something. कई बार हम लोग कंपेयर करते हैं अपने आप को दूसरों से, because on social media you see people's celebrations, victories, vacation, events, and then we feel like, even though we have everything that we need in life, and we feel like I'm good for nothing लगता है. I'm not doing anything in life. People don't post about their struggles, their family fights, their mental health, their failures, their pain. There was a time when we used to compare ourselves with our neighbors. And now with the social media, we compare ourselves with the whole planet. Even with people we have nothing to do with. I mean, उनको जानते भी नहीं हैं हम लोग. कोई रील देख ली, अरे बाप रे, मैं कुछ नहीं कर रहा हूँ, ये देखो इस व्यक्ति को. इसीलिए कहते हैं ignorance is bliss. जितना कम जाने उतना अच्छा है. नहीं तो ये तो बढ़ता जाएगा. Because there will be eventually people who are more qualified than us, more beautiful, more knowledgeable, more successful, because we are living in a world which is supposed to have 7.5 billion people. इसलिए जितना कम एक्सपोजर हो उतना अच्छा है. काम की बात है, गए, come back. Don't stay on social media. It's like only go there only if you want to contribute, not to consume. कंज्यूम करेंगे तो टाइम वेस्ट होगा, कंपैरिजन मोड में चले जाएंगे, एंजाइटी होगा. कंट्रीब्यूट डाला, गायब. आई मेनी टाइम्स डोंट इवन कीप माई इंस्टाग्राम ऑन माई फोन. आईपैड पे रख दिया, एंड देन एवरी नाउ एंड देन यू ओपन. डिलीट करके रखता हूँ, बिकॉज आई नो माई टेंडेंसी. एक बार बैठ गया तो, एंड इट इज़ वेरी एडिक्टिव ऑल्सो. सो there was a reason the king didn't respond. His second wife Suruchi, who was envious of Dhruva's mother, was standing close by, and he was totally controlled by her. What do you call a person, husband, who is totally controlled by his wife? Henpecked. Wow. सब हंस रहे हैं. So he was a henpecked husband. And he knew that she was envious of Dhruva's mother. If I gave him any attention, she would feel bad. He was charmed by her. She was more beautiful, younger, relatively. And he didn't say a word. And Dhruva was looking at his father's face. He didn't even notice. He acted as if he didn't even notice Dhruva. And taking advantage of this lady Suruchi spoke words full of envy. Comparison eventually will lead to envy. She said, your attempt to sit on your father's lap is doomed to failure. And Dhruva might think, why not? I am also the son of the king. And she says, because you are not born from my womb. You may be the son of the king, but you are not the son of the queen. I am the real queen. Because she knew that Dhruva will be the king. And she wanted her own child to become the king. So she was envious. And then she said, now imagine this. She is spitting this venom upon a 5-year-old child. How cruel is that? And she said, if you want to sit on the throne of your father, lap of your father, you will have to take birth from my womb. And for that to happen, you have to maybe go please Lord Narayan. And if he is pleased with you, he may put you in my womb. And when you are born from my womb, you will become qualified to be the king. तो देखिए ये सतयुग है, त्रेता युग का बिगिनिंग है. And the age of Sattva-guna. That even in envy, she is giving him the right advice. And she knows the secret. कल भी हमने डिस्कस किया कि अगर कुछ आपको अच्छा चाहिए लाइफ में, एंग्जाइटी लेने से कभी नहीं मिलेगा. हमारे एफर्ट्स पे हमेशा कभी डिपेंड नहीं होना चाहिए. बिकॉज कुछ भी अगर आपको अच्छा लाइफ में मिला है या चाहिए, उसके लिए उतने पुण्य होने चाहिए आपके. उसके अगेंस्ट मिलता है. हाउ मच पाइटी यू हैव. Simply by thinking and sitting, oh, close your eyes and think you have already achieved what you want and you will manifest it. ऐसे नहीं होता है. Destiny. We are not the controllers. We have to be qualified. We have to deserve to desire. पुण्य बढ़ाइए अपना. इसीलिए हमने कल कहा कि whenever people wanted, we find in the scriptures, somebody wanted a son, somebody wanted a good husband or a wife, or somebody wanted some desire to be fulfilled. They wanted to win a kingdom. They would engage in some sort of yajna. They would travel to some holy place. They would perform some ritual. Because by doing these things, your punya will increase. And when that increases, you become qualified to get what you want. That's the secret. So she said, you go and try to please Lord Narayan. If he's pleased, he may give you what you desire. He may give you birth from my womb. Dhruva did not like it. He's a Kshatriya child. Blood is boiling. He's crying and also his lips are trembling in anger. It's like a snake has been hit with a snake. The snake hit with a stick. He leaves that place. He looks at his father's face. He didn't say anything to even stop her. He leaves the place, goes to his mother. अब यहाँ पे इस किंग का मिस्टेक क्या था? He was not impartial. As a father, as a king also. As a father and as a king, he was supposed to be equal to all. But this is what material attachment can do. This is what attachment to sense enjoyment can do. It can blind us to our responsibility. इसलिए if somebody is sitting in the position of a leader, he has to behave. You have to be impartial. He goes to his mother. Mother sees him crying. She is devastated. And then the other people in the palace told her what had happened. Her face became like a leaf burnt in forest fire. And she's telling Dhruva, what can I do? I cannot help you. Because you have taken birth from the womb of an unfortunate mother. Your father doesn't give me any attention. He doesn't even consider me his maid servant. What can I do? But she was a good mother. उसका नाम भी सुनीति था. Suniti means one who gives good advice. And like a very, very mature mother, how did she respond? Suppose if it's your child, 5-year-old, and was been insulted by some lady like this in your kiddie group, how would you respond? क्या करेंगे? What will you do? Sorry, your name? Shonali ji. What will you do? Okay, in what tone? Can you just... So there could be different reactions. But we should always teach our children not how to retaliate, how to be reactive. Either through our words, instructions, or by example. We should teach them, because this will be helpful in the long run. We should teach them to be tolerant, kind, compassionate, forgiving. This is what makes a person valuable, a valuable asset to this world. Retaliation to koi bhi kar sakta hai. Even the dogs retaliate immediately. That's not a big deal. That's not a big thing. Character development. Modesty, humility, compassion, forgiving, tolerant. Because if we teach them, okay, मैं देखती हूँ क्या करना है, he's learning that, and he'll keep reacting his whole life, because there are this kind of people everywhere. So every time something happens, he'll react. He will never learn the value of tolerance. Tolerance will lead to peace. Forgiveness will lead to peace. So what did she say? She said, look at the first thing she says, you should not harbor any ill feelings towards your stepmother. First thing. And then she says, anybody who wishes ill for others himself suffers from that karma, that reaction. So don't have any ill feelings. उसने जो किया वो किया, लेकिन तुम भी अगर वैसा ही करोगे, you will also suffer from the same karma. Secondly, she said, थोड़ा बहुत अगर गुस्सा होगा भी, she said, and actually whatever your stepmother has said is true. You should definitely follow her advice. She is like a sargrahi. What is the quality of a swan? उसके सामने आप कहते हैं दूध, उसमें पानी मिक्स किया हुआ रख दीजिए, वो दूध पी लेगा, पानी छूट जाएगा. So even in that insult, she is just focusing on the good. उसमें अच्छाई क्या है? A person may have thousands of bad qualities, but if we are good, we choose to focus on one good quality. Deliberately try to find one good quality and focus on that. That is like a bumblebee. And then there is a fly. A bumblebee, even if there is a pile of garbage, will look for one tiny flower and sit on that, focus on that. And a fly, even if there is a beautiful garden, will not be interested, will not be very happy, will keep looking for a piece of garbage. So she is like that bumblebee, looking for the essence. So therefore she said, you should please Lord Narayan, worship him, because only by his grace your father is sitting on the throne as the king. Only by his mercy your grandfather Manu Maharaj, Swambhu Manu, he became qualified to rule this world. He attained material enjoyment. He attained spiritual perfection also simultaneously, the best of both the worlds. And only because of his blessings, your grandfather, great-grandfather Lord Brahma is occupying that position. So he's coming from a great family lineage. Still he had to face such a challenge. So it doesn't matter who we are. Everyone will go through trials and tribulations. If not today, tomorrow. Yeah, some people don't realize it because they don't get affected by it. It is as good. If they have prepared well in advance, if they have the necessary spiritual strength. And Dhruva Maharaj, he's thinking and he's determined because he's very angry. Children can be very ziddi, na, sometimes उनके मन में अगर कुछ आ गया. And this is a child who is not ordinary, born in a Kshatriya family, that I am going. And children can have really childish desires, so to say. Now what did Dhruva desire? Like if you are insulted, or your child is insulted, or suppose you are a child, 5-year-old, आपके साथ किसी ने ऐसा कुछ कर दिया, आपका रिएक्शन क्या होगा? हमारे डिजायर भी छोटे छोटे ही होते हैं. एंड ध्रुव, बट चिल्ड्रन कैन एक्चुअली डिजायर समथिंग एक्स्ट्राऑर्डिनरी. हम लोग ऐसी इच्छा नहीं करेंगे. अ चाइल्ड कैन सिट ऑन योर लैप एंड टेल यू, ममा आई वॉन्ट दैट मून. अ चाइल्ड कैन डिजायर लाइक दैट. बट इफ यू डिजायर, you tell your husband, I want that moon. So like, crazy? Are you okay? बच्चे कुछ भी सोच सकते हैं. So this is a beautiful pastime, this whole incident. He decides, I was not allowed to sit on the lap of my father. Now I want a position greater than occupied even by my great grandfather Brahma. उससे भी बड़ा position चाहिए मुझे, which did not literally exist. एक बच्चा ही ऐसा सोच सकता है ना. You may think of buying 1 or 2 apartments in this building. बच्चा बोलेगा, Mama, I want this whole building. A child can think like that. वो सोच लिया उसने, and he left home instantly to search for Lord Vishnu. He goes to the forest. And as he left his home, the news became viral. Without any technology, that the son of King Uttanpada has left home. लेकिन किसके लिए घर छोड़ा है? भगवान को ढूंढने के लिए. 5 साल का बच्चा. वैसे भी बच्चा कुछ करे तो बहुत बड़ा न्यूज हो ही जाता है, समथिंग एक्स्ट्राऑर्डिनरी. एंड देयर इज अ सिस्टम इन दिस एंटायर यूनिवर्स जो भगवान ने बना के रखा है. Anytime we develop a desire, I want to understand the purpose of my life sincerely. I want to know who God is. I want to deepen my connection with Him. आपको, you can be sitting in your bedroom and you just have this desire. The rest the Lord will arrange by sending a guru into your life. This is the beginning. As soon as we desire. कई बार हम सोचते हैं गुरु कैसे ढूंढ. आप इच्छा कीजिए सिर्फ, और जैसी सिंसियर इच्छा होगी या इनसिंसियर, वैसा व्यक्ति गुरु बन के लाइफ में आएगा. अगर किसी की इच्छा है, इट्स लाइक, यू नो, आई ऑल्सो वांट अ गुरु. क्यों चाहिए? नहीं, होना चाहिए ना. बस. इट्स लाइक, आई ऑल्सो वांट अ पेट. क्यों? होना चाहिए, सब लोग रख रहे हैं. तो फिर वैसा व्यक्ति गुरु बन के लाइफ में आएगा. टू गिव यू अ लेवल ऑफ बीइंग स्पिरिचुअल. और 20 साल बाद भी आप भी वहीं के वहीं, वो भी वहीं का वहीं. उनका भी दुकान चल रहा है, आपका भी चल रहा है. नो ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन ऑफ द हार्ट, नो डीपनिंग ऑफ फेथ, सेम कंफ्यूजन. बट इफ द डिजायर इज वेरी सिंसियर, नो, आई वॉन्ट टू सिंसियरली फॉलो द पाथ. I want to sincerely realize the goal of life. I want to sincerely connect. Then a very sincere person will enter your life as a guru, will hold your hand and guide you towards his lotus feet. इसलिए हमारी इच्छा बहुत sincere होनी चाहिए. When people get cheated, it's not the people, I mean, it's not the person who is cheating them is to be blamed. That is just 10%. It is people. Because there is demand, there is supply. If people want to be cheated, there are cheaters. If you want cheap things, people can supply you, which look as it is, just like the original product. Desire हमारा बहुत sincere होना चाहिए. Sincerely प्रार्थना कीजिए. And the Lord sent Narad ji into that forest. Narad ji meets him. Even in the middle of the dark, this forest, a guru is sent. So first of all, Narad ji is very impressed. 5 साल का बच्चा, Now imagine if a 5-year-old child comes here and he starts singing or starts speaking, भले ही 2 मिनट आप सब ताली बजाएंगे, है ना, इम्प्रेसिव. मैं यहाँ कल 3 घंटा था, आज 2 घंटे से लगा हूँ, किसी को कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ रहा है. देखो हंस रहे हैं लोग. So that's what a child does. That's how the child can impress. So नारद जी ने पहले आके उसके सर को छुआ, blessed him. That how wonderful is the Kshatriya spirit. It cannot tolerate even slight insult. एक बच्चे को इंसल्ट के बारे में क्या पता होता है, but it couldn't tolerate. Then he tested him. A guru must test the disciple. And before a disciple accepts the guru, before you accept somebody as your guru, Siksha Guru or Diksha Guru, you also must test. Don't accept anybody just like, oh, he's very charismatic. He has so many followers. He speaks so well. These are not the qualifications. A real guru might have these qualifications, but ultimately it's the purity of the heart and that surrender to the path and that deep connection to the path. The job of the guru is only one, to guide us towards God. He has no other purpose. He's never working towards attracting people towards himself. He's working to make sure people are attracted towards God. So he tested him. He said, Dhruva, you are just 5 years old. What do you know about insults? वो तो सही बात है ना, बच्चे को अभी थोड़ा आपने कुछ बोल दिया, नाराज हो जाएगा, थोड़ी देर में मान जाएगा. Like one person was telling me, he was mentioning the incident, he has a 5-year-old child, maybe 4-year-old. एक दिन उसको गुस्सा आ गया, मैं घर छोड़ के जा रहा हूँ. तो चला गया. तो उन्होंने बैंड्रा में ही है, and then he just informed the guard कि गेट जरा बंद करके रखना. And he went and guard को बोल रहा है, गेट खोलो, गेट खोलो, गेट खोलो. And guard भी हंस रहा है, ये लोग भी हंस रहे हैं, बालकनी में खड़े हैं. And he's trying to climb the gate. And then the दादी came out into the balcony. She said, अच्छा उसका नाम लिया, नाम भूल गया मैं, लेकिन राजमा बनाए हैं तुम्हारे फेवरेट आज, वो तो खा के जा. तो he forgot, he came back and we forgot. So this is a child. So he's like, what do you know about insults? You're just 5-year-old. You're a child. Go back home, play. ये तो खेलने कूदने की उम्र है. And then he said, even if you think that you have been insulted, know that whatever comes into our life is our own karma coming back. So you can't blame anybody. And thirdly, he said, what you are trying to achieve is difficult even for great sages and munis to achieve. Even after they perform tapasya for thousands and thousands of years, they have not been able to find Lord Narayan. So forget it, go back home. When you grow up, you will get more opportunities. And Dhruva said, dear Naradji, what you are saying is good for somebody who is suffering from happiness or distress, but I am in the mode of ignorance. I am suffering from ignorance. I don't understand these instructions. My heart is wounded by the sharp words of my stepmother, and at the moment I can only think of revenge. 5 saal ka bachcha. And he said, therefore, I want a kingdom now to show her. He left home, rejected, humiliated, emotionally wounded, and desperate for validation. Everybody is looking for validation only. लेकिन आप देखेंगे that validation trap कहाँ पे वो collapse होता है? इसी pastime में, इसी story में. All of us are like that, right? So many times our happiness is dependent on somebody else, others. So many times we buy things not because we need, but just to fill that spiritual emptiness or social emptiness. So many times we, like, आप में से कितने लोग कुंभ मेला गए थे अभी जो लास्ट हुआ था? Just raise your hand once again. हाँ, अभी genuinely बताना, आप लोग इसलिए गए थे कि वो गंगा मैया स्नान होगा, या फिर इसलिए कि अरे बाप रे सब लोग इंस्टा पे डाल रहे हैं, सब लोग गए हैं, हमको भी जाना पड़ेगा। जेन्युइनली बताइए, देयर वाज सो मच प्रेशर राइट, उस समय था कि नहीं? अरे आप बोल तो दीजिए सच। एवरीवन वाज, कुछ लोग तो इतना प्रेशर में थे कि 2 घंटे के लिए गए ऐसा टच करके कि बोल सके सो सैटरडे, थैंक गॉड, घर आके गिर गए, सैटरडे को बोल सकेंगे या आई वाज देयर, आई डिड इट। वैलिडेशन ट्रैप है। ध्रुव महाराज लेफ्ट होम with that in mind. He wanted to prove himself, and he wanted something much, much bigger than anybody had ever achieved in his life, his family, or in the world. His family was ruling the world. And therefore he said, Naraji, if you can tell me the way, please do so. Guide me, you are very kind, you are saintly. And Naraji was impressed with his determination. A guru carries the Lord in his heart. A guru can give God to us just like that. But before he gives anything, he wants to see whether we are qualified to receive it or not. Whether it's some seva, whether it is some deeper realizations, anything the guru can give by his blessings. He is the empowered representative of the Lord. But are we qualified to receive it? Unless we are qualified, he will hold it back. He saw Dhruva was qualified and he blessed him. Now the main part comes. Dhruva had a desire which was literally impossible. Isn't it an impossible desire? To have a kingdom greater than even Lord Brahma's? It didn't even exist. Nobody had occupied it. Only a child could think like that. But how did it get fulfilled? Itna impossible desire bhi. Narad ji told him, go to Madhuvan. What is Madhuvan? It's a beautiful forest in Vrindavan. And why did he tell him to go to Madhuvan? Because when you perform any devotional activity, when you perform any vrata, any ritual in a holy place, the results come to you quickly. Like whatever you do in Vrindavan in 3 days, whatever you achieve, it will take you 10 years in Mumbai. That's the energy of the place that gets added. So Naraji told him, go to Madhuvan. Take 3 times bath in Yamuna. Yamuna is sacred. It purifies. Then he also told him to perform some Ashtanga yoga just to withdraw his mind and senses from other objects so that he could focus on one thing. And then he gave him the real process. He said, you should meditate. You should make a form of the Lord from mud and water. जैसे ये deities है ना, ऐसा एक form बनाने को बोला मिट्टी से. And you offer him the best of whatever you could get, some roots and fruits, dry leaves. अगर वो भी नहीं मिले तो offer him some freshly grown grass. Now where will you find a Lord who is so easily pleased? कि कुछ नहीं मिले थोड़ी घास ही खिला दो भाई. Because he doesn't accept what is offered, he accepts the intention with which it is offered. So imagine you go to your friend's birthday and, oh, Shilpa, look, मेरे garden की नई नई घास लाई हूँ तेरे लिए. Freshly grown grass for you. She may like it also because she is so much into fitness. आप क्या पता सैलड बना के खा भी लें उसको. एग्जाम्पल ही गलत हो गया. Wrong person. But you understand the spirit, the message समझ लीजिए. क्या पता वो फ्राई करके थोड़ा ऊपर टोफू के ऊपर डाल के खा ही लें. So where will you find such a personality? Simplest of simplest things you offer. The goal is not to offer Krishna some, ये तो आसान हो गया यार, कल से घास डालते रहो. The goal is to offer the best of what is available. It's not that जो सबसे जो कम चीज़ है, जो the best of the best. उसने बोला फॉरेस्ट में कुछ और नहीं मिले, ये तो मिल ही जाएगा, offer this then. First thing, worship of the deity of the Lord with fruits, vegetables or whatever best you can offer, and flowers. Worship of the deity. Second, he gave him the mantra to chant, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. He said, if you anybody who chants this mantra for 7 nights can see the celestial beings flying in the sky. That's the power. It was the mantra for that yuga. And third thing he told him, while you are chanting the mantra, you must also meditate on the beautiful pastimes of the Lord. क्या करना है? नाम जप करना है भगवान का, भगवान की मूर्ति की पूजा करनी है with fruits, flowers, and the best of whatever you can offer. You can offer garlands and he specially mentioned tulsi because she's very dear to Krishna. So tulsi leaves भगवान को चढ़ाइए, best of bhoga. And third thing he said, remember, meditate the pastimes of the Lord, on the pastimes of the Lord which he performs in his various incarnations. And he said, now this is important, he said, anyone who worships the Lord with these 3 methods will be blessed according to his desire. ये करना है. This qualifies us to get whatever we want. Anything who worships the Lord with these 3 practices will be blessed with his heart's desire. Everything will be fulfilled. Dhruva leaves the forest, comes to Madhuvan, takes bath, and he starts his practice. First month, see, if you want to focus on something, सबसे पहली चीज़ क्या होगी? Distraction कम करने पड़ेंगे. And you have to withdraw your mind and senses from other objects. And for that, उसके लिए खाना पीना भी कम करना पड़ता है, because this takes away a lot of our energy. So Dhruva, because he didn't want to waste his time in these bodily needs, what he did, and that is the spirit behind any उपवास. उपवास का मतलब ये नहीं होता कि आज हम कुछ नहीं खा रहे हैं, उपवास है एंड हैप्पी, और दिन भर टीवी देख रहे हैं, खेल रहे हैं, कूद रहे हैं, गॉसिप चल रहा है, फ़ोन पे बैठे हैं. उपवास का मतलब है, upa means closer, vas means to reside. That day on which we come closer and reside near the Lord. By remembering Him, by maximizing our spiritual activities, by maximizing our remembrance of Him. उस तरह से उस दिन को बिताया जाता, तब वो उपवास बनता है. Otherwise, simply doing nothing and fasting, that becomes torture for the body, physical body, which is the temple of the Lord. So he fasted first day when he arrived, and then he started performing tapasya as Narad Muniji's instructions. And he's also chanting the mantra standing on one leg, hands above his head, and he's chanting Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. And he was only eating once in 3 days some fruit, not dry fruit, fruit and berries. Next month, second month, he intensified his tapasya further. He was only eating some leaves that had fallen from the tree once in 6 days. Third month, he intensified it further. हम क्या करते हैं? शुरू में enthusiasm होता है हमारे spiritual practices में, टाइम के साथ ढीले पड़ जाते हैं. We become complacent. But with time, our spiritual practices should get more intense if we want to achieve success. नहीं तो कई बार बोलते हैं अरे काम नहीं किया, आप काम नहीं किए, हम काम नहीं किए. So we don't have to become lazy if we really want to. We are so distracted. आप में से विक्रम बेताल किसी ने देखा है टीवी सीरियल? हाँ, राधिका जी आपको पता है विक्रम बेताल? Yeah, exactly. Same. Some guy on the back. So the guy on the back was Betal, and who was carrying was Vikramaditya. So this Betal, he was caught by the king and he told him a story. There was one poor man not getting anything to eat. He left home. He was wearing torn clothes and he meets a saint. Saint sees his condition. He chants some mantra. He produces a plate of food. He eats it. He said, I also want it. How can I get this siddhi? He said, of course I can give him some sadhana to perform. He was performing very, very strict sadhana, surrounded by a fire, standing in the river during winter, exposing himself to the harsh rainy season, standing exposed. And then one day he comes to the sage, beach mein. He said, I want to visit my family. Can I? Well, of course, go. He goes, he carries some gold, jewelry, clothes, they are happy, comes back, starts performing his tapasya again. And the day tapasya gets over, he comes to the sage. He says, my tapasya is done. I have received all the siddhis. The sage smiled. He said, okay, I'm very hungry. Can you give me some food? He said, of course, abhi lijiye Baba. He just chanted some mantra and nothing appeared. He again chanted the mantra, nothing appeared. Again chanted the mantra, nothing appeared. And then the scene changes in the Betal. That guy is talking to the other guy. Why did this person not achieve success in his sadhana? And King Vikramaditya explains, because he left it in between. He got distracted. इसलिए उसका फल नहीं मिला उसको. तो भगवान का नाम जप है, भागवत है, कथा, कीर्तन, deity worship, meditation on his pastimes, they have the same potency as they used to have 5,000 years ago or 5 million years ago. We get distracted. इसीलिए उसमें फल दिखता नहीं है. So, 4th month, he just subsisted on water. 1st month was fruits and berries. 2nd month was once in 3 days. 2nd month once in 6 days some leaves. 3rd month was water once every 9 days. 4th month, he was only subsisting on breathing. He had mastered his art of breathing so much. And for your kind information, आप बोलें, अरे ऐसा कैसे संभव है? अभी भी एक कंटेम्प्रेरी, अभी एक क्या नाम है उस व्यक्ति का, an old man who has not eaten for 70 years. पुणे में थे कहीं तो, I think कुछ सालों पहले न्यूज़ में थे. Yogis don't eat, so you can master. It's just an art. How you master it. And 5th month, he stopped breathing also. And because of his devotion, because of his meditation on the Lord in his heart, Narad Muni had also explained to him the form of the Lord, the beautiful form. And he was meditating on that form of Lord Vishnu. And when his tapasya became intense, he was very determined. He literally captured the Lord within his heart. So the entire creation is within the Lord's body, the universal form in the Gita we see, and the Lord is within Dhruva's body. So when Dhruva stopped breathing, it's explained due to the power of his tapasya, the universal breathing got affected. It stopped. And suffocated, all the devatas went to Lord Vishnu. Lord Vishnu said, don't worry, this is the tapasya of the son of Maharaj Uttan Padal. Immediately go and put an end to it. And the Lord went on Garuda, his carrier. And Dhruva, where he was meditating in Madhuvan, he was totally fixed his mind on the beautiful form of the Lord within his heart. And suddenly that the form that he was meditating upon, it disappeared. He became disturbed. He opened his eyes, and what does he see? The form he was meditating upon with so much love was standing right in front of him. Lord Vishnu, carrying his Shankh, Chakra, Gada, Padma, a beautiful helmet on his head, a Kaustubha mani around his neck, wearing yellow silken clothes, beautiful curly hair, Makar Kundal, and a beautiful smile on his face, eyes full of compassion. And Dhruva just fell like a rod on the ground, offering obeisances. He got up. He was just looking at the beauty of the Lord. He had tears in his eyes. He wanted to offer some prayers, but he hadn't even gone to school, so he didn't know how to do it. He was confused. and he was as if drinking the beauty of the Lord with his eyes. He was as if like he was licking the lotus feet of the Lord with his tongue. He was hugging him in his heart. And that's when the Lord, understanding his desire, touched his head with the conch shell. And instantly, most beautiful prayers poured out from his mouth, straight from his heart. Essentially, he tells Lord Vishnu in one prayer, Swami kritartho asmin varam nayache. That he says, I came here looking for a broken piece of glass, but instead I found a rare diamond in you. He is feeling guilty that he came with some material desire to ask from the Lord. And he says those people are foolish who ask for material benedictions from you when you can grant them liberation from material existence, liberation from death and suffering forever, and they come and ask you for such a silly thing that fulfill this desire. He was feeling guilty. He's feeling ashamed, embarrassed. And he didn't want anything from the Lord. See, हम लोगों को क्यों इतनी भागदौड़ करते हैं, ये चाहिए, वो चाहिए? Because we have hankering. When that hankering is not fulfilled, there is lamentation. लेकिन जब वो hankering satisfy हो गया, हमारी सारी बाकी इच्छाएं खत्म हो जाएंगी. What we are looking, what the soul is looking for is not some object or a person or a place. The soul is hankering for satisfaction. And that satisfaction can be only found in things which are of similar nature. The soul is spiritual and the Lord is spiritual. When the soul connects to Him through His name, through His darshan, through seva, through remembrance, automatically the soul finds complete peace. That is the only secret. And then the soul will stop hankering for anything, lamenting for anything. So that was the condition of Dhruva. He felt completely satisfied seeing him. He didn't want anything. But Bhagwan ka ek nature hai. Whenever you go to him, you will never come back empty-handed. It's his nature to give. He is willing to give always. And therefore, he said, Dhruva, even though you don't want anything now, but I know why you came. Dhruva only wanted 3 things. His heart got completely purified seeing him. And he said, just give me the association of your devotees. Give me the opportunity to always remember you. Give me the opportunity to always serve you. That's it. And that's the only thing we should be asking from the Lord. And in these 3 prayers lies the fulfillment of all our desires as well. Because these 3 things establish our connection with Him. It's like a girl, she gets married to a boy. Instantly, doesn't she get connected to everything the boy is connected to? Right? All she has to do is establish a connection with that boy. And everything that belongs to the boy also belongs to the girl, whether it's his family or assets or wealth or whatever. Am I right? So all we have to do is establish a connection with him. And that happens through seva. And when we establish that connection, just like Dhruva, by meditating on his pastime, chanting his name, worshipping his deity form, then the Lord is the master of all opulences. What is it in the 3 worlds that he cannot give you? जब connection होता है, like your own children. There are children outside on the street. If they need something, they have to come and ask you. But do your children also need to come and ask you? You just get a hint that my child needs something, you just manifest it for him. Connection, because there is a connection. Relationship, to be precise. So we have to establish that relationship through seva, through devotional activities. The Lord said, even though you don't want it, but I know your desire. And the Lord, when He is pleased, He will always give us more than what we want. He said, therefore I have decided to give you, even though your desire is very ambitious. You want a kingdom greater than your great grandfather Brahma. बच्चे का desire था. Who takes a child seriously? Only the Lord does. And it's not simply desiring, he worked hard towards it. Simply desiring is not enough. इसीलिए एक वर्ष आता है शास्त्रों में, नहीं सुप्तस्य सिंहस्य प्रविशन्ति मुखे मृगा. मित्र जी ट्रांसलेट करो, क्या मतलब है इसका? यू कैन फोन अ फ्रेंड. कि द किंग, द लायन इज द किंग ऑफ द जंगल, बट व्हेन ही गेट्स हंग्री, इट्स नॉट दैट द डियर वॉक्स इनटू हिज माउथ, he also has to get up and make some effort. बैठे बैठे नहीं होगा. We have to work towards it. We have to have the necessary qualification to get what we desire. So the Lord said, I will give you the effulgent pole star. This planet has never ever been ruled by anyone before. And all the other luminaries in the sky, the planets, the solar systems, the sages, they surround it, they worship it. And even at the time of dissolution, this stays as it is. This is never annihilated. The Lord is extremely humble. आपने पोल स्टार कभी देखा होगा. It is the most effulgent star in the sky. It gives direction. ये क्या है पता है? It is the abode of Lord Vishnu himself. But the Lord didn't say, मैं तुमको अपना घर देता हूँ. He is very humble. Say, I give you that. So the Lord made him the king of his own house. That is the kind of benediction the Lord can offer if he please him. कुछ भी दे सकते हैं. And he said, you will rule this planet for thousands of years with unchanged senses, and you will never grow old. भगवान ने ऐसा benediction दिया, old age will never come to Dhruva. He will enjoy life to the fullest, and when you leave this world, you will come back to this pole star, which is my abode. Now he tells him, this is where I stay, and you will stay there forever. और भगवान ने ऐसा arrangement किया, अभी उसी planet को कोई वैकुंठ planet नहीं बोलता है within the world, within this universe. It is known as ध्रुव तारा, ध्रुव लोक. नाम भी बदल दिया घर का, just because he was pleased with Dhruva's devotion. Even an impossible desire can be fulfilled if we please him. And remember those three things. And especially Purushottam month, there is such an opportunity to please. In 30 days, our whole life can change. All the blocks can disappear. And the Lord disappears. Dhruva Maharaj offers him pranams. He comes back home. And the news spreads. His father comes out to receive him. His stepmother is now feeling great compassion and guilt for her acts. She comes to receive him. Her son Uttam comes to receive, and Dhruva's own mother Suniti, she was ecstatic because Dhruva's fame had spread all over the world. And a mother wants that only. So Dhruva's father, at the right time, he gave up his kingdom, handed it over to Dhruva, and Dhruva became the king. And the Lord had predicted that in due course of time, you will become the king, you will perform many yajnas to please me, and your brother, step-brother, he will go hunting in the Himalayas and he will be killed by a yaksha. Searching for him, maddened by the news of his death, your stepmother Suruchi will also enter a forest. She will be devoured by the forest fire. And then at the end of your life, you will be able to remember me and come to me, to my abode, to Dhruva Loka, the pole star. He already predicted his life, designed his life. And that's what happened. Once his stepbrother went to the Himalayas for hunting, he was killed by a yaksha, the associate of Kubera. Dhruva Maharaj's stepmother, she went searching for him, she was devoured. But it's not like Dhruva Maharaj is thinking, इन्हीं लोगों ने तंग किया था मुझे बचपन में. And he just went for the prayer meet, वैसे मुंह बना के, oh, I'm feeling sad, but internally, these are the people complaining internally. He declared a war on the Yakshas. He went to the Himalayas and he killed them by millions. And then there came a point where they started using illusions to scare him, and he was actually scared. That's when the Lord sent some sages to help him. And they said, why are you worried about these illusions, these powers? Just by one chanting, one name of the Lord, all the illusions disappear. It is the greatest power. So he just chanted the name of the Lord. He put on his bow Narayanastra, and it started killing the yakshas, whatever yakshas were left by millions again. And his grandfather Manu had to come and stop him. This type of anger is not good. You've already killed so many. Although only one yaksha killed your brother and you are killing so many of them unnecessarily. Stop it. He agreed. And then the leader of the yakshas, Kuberji, the treasurer of the devatas, Ravana had stolen Lanka from him only. So he blessed Dhruva because he had stopped. He had listened to the words of his elder. And he blessed him with pure devotion. He said, Dhruva asked for a benediction. Dhruva said, I just want pure devotion to the Lord, nothing else. He granted him happily. And then now the last part of the episode. Time came where Dhruva had children already, and at the right moment, which is actually mentioned. It should be done by every sane person, that when you reach a certain stage of your life, 50 साल था, अभी I say it's 40. If you have touched 40, which most of you have, I have also touched 40. आपको बुरा नहीं लगना चाहिए, मैं भी उसी कैटेगरी में हूँ. Then the direction of your life should change. Now there should be more attention given to spiritual evolution, spiritual advancement, more of such activities. That is the prescription for all human beings. More dedication to this path. Life is a preparation, death is the examination. Prepare our consciousness. Not that we are scared, I have to die. No, but just follow the process. It's not about, once one lady came up to me and after one satsang and she says, Prabhuji, I've done 2 satsang of yours this week. I'm done for the week. कि कम है, 2 भी हो गया वीक में, कम है. There was a time in India where every day families would have it. They would themselves gather and regularly they would recite the Gita, Bhagavat, Mahabharat, भगवान की आरती करते थे. Families, it was a culture. अभी उसी कल्चर को हम लोग फॉरेन मानते हैं और फॉरेन कल्चर को अपना मानते हैं. यहीं तो प्रॉब्लम शुरू हो गया ना. Till the 16th century, India was the happiest, wealthiest nation in the world. And it was due to the spiritual culture that was prevalent. बाद में सब खत्म हो. India was known as the center of heavens. In China, in Arabic countries, in Europe, India was known as the center of heavens, the land of God, the center of enlightenment. तो उसको छोड़ना नहीं है. You hold on to that culture and it will be like an anchor. The boat is not safe because there are no waves. Waves will come in the ocean. The boat is safe because it is anchored. ये एंकर है, हमारे ही फायदे के लिए है. भगवान की थोड़ी पब्लिसिटी हो रही है कि चलो इस भागवत में 100 लोग आए, चलो 100 फॉलोअर और बढ़ गए भाई. He has trillions and trillions. He doesn't need. हमारा फायदा होगा if we hold on to this culture, this path. And it is a life of connection, not rejection. आपको छोड़ने के लिए थोड़ी कोई बोल रहा है संन्यास ले लो. जहाँ है घर में रहिए, ऐसे ओकेजन्स आइए, टेक इट सीरियसली. नॉट दैट आई डू द मिनिमम बट हाउ आई कैन मैक्सिमाइज, हाउ कैन आई अटेंड मोर ऑफ दीज थिंग्स. कल ही हमने वो स्टोरी सुनाई सतनाम कौर की. दिस इज ऑल दैट मैटर्स. डू इट मोर, स्पेशली 40 हो गया है तो. और जो लोग 40 से कम हैं वो लोग भी उड़िए मत. So Dhruva Maharaj leaves home and he goes to Badrinath. How many of you have been to Rishikesh? Everyone, almost. ऋषिकेश के जब आप देवप्रयाग की तरफ जाते हैं तो as soon as you exit Rishikesh towards देवप्रयाग एक केव आता है वहाँ पे. So Dhruva Maharaj had stayed there for 6 months when he was traveling to Badrinath to spend the rest of his life doing what he had done as a child, as taught by Narad ji. He reaches Badrinath, he starts associating with the sages there, he does his puja, his sadhana every day. And one day, as he just came out after taking bath, actually एक incident बताना भूल गया मैं. So when he decided to live on the banks of Ganga. गंगा जी के तट पे किया गया साधन बहुत जल्दी पूरा होता है. But one day as he was meditating, Ganga ji flows with like such force, lot of noise, lot of sound. So he decided to leave. And Mother Ganga was feeling very sad that Dhruva is leaving. So she actually presented herself in her original form. That first she came as a little boy. Where are you going? That this is what is happening and I can't concentrate. There's a lot of noise. And then she manifested her original form. She was feeling sad that first you are leaving and secondly I'm more sad because you're leaving because of me. So I will make some arrangement. तो आज भी कहते हैं गंगा जी उस स्थान पे एकदम आवाज नहीं है ज़्यादा. She flows peacefully. And one day as Dhruva came out after taking bath from Ganga, he sees a beautiful airplane descends. And there were two messengers of Lord Vishnu, Nanda and Sunanda. They were smiling at him. He was so surprised, pleasantly. He didn't know how to welcome. जैसे unexpectedly कोई बहुत ही बड़ा व्यक्ति आपके घर में आ जाए, you won't even know क्या करें, किधर भागें. So he didn't know how to welcome them. He simply started chanting Narayan, Narayan, Narayan. Simply chanted the holy names of the Lord. And they were very happy with this simple reception. ये सबसे अच्छा तो यही तरीका है किसी को ग्रीट करने का. एक समय होता था राम राम, नारायण नारायण, जय श्री कृष्णा, हरे कृष्णा. It is a sign of civilized and advanced civilization, civilized society and advanced civilization, a civilization which is centered around God consciousness. It is not a sign of some क्या बोल सकते हैं उसको, outdated concept. It is the sign of advanced civilization. इसलिए भारत को एक Aryan civilization भी कहा जाता है. Aryans are those people who know the value of life and do not quit this world like cats and dogs, simply centering their life around their bodily needs. That's all. So this beautiful airplane descended. आज हम किसी को मिलते हैं, हम बोलते हैं हाय. संस्कृत में जो वर्ड हाय है वो कब यूज होता है? जब कुछ बुरा देख लिया हो. And we see each other, hi. What does it mean, hi? It doesn't even have a meaning. Greet each other with names. तो that is the best service we can do कि हमारे कारण किसी को भगवान का स्मरण हो जाए, किसी के कानों में भगवान का नाम चला जाए. इसलिए कल का जो पास टाइम है इज द बेस्ट एसेंस है पूरे भागवत का. एक नाम से क्या हो सकता है, अननोइंगली भी कोई करे. So tomorrow's pastime is one of my favorites also. आपका भी हो जाएगा if you listen. And they requested Dhruva to board the plane. And right at that moment, Kala personified the deity of death. He came with his hands folded in front of Dhruva. And he bowed down. Before Dhruva boarded the plane, he took blessings from all the saints. And then as this Kala personified bowed down, Dhruva didn't get scared. He bowed down, he put his foot on him, and he boarded the plane. So this Kala personified spoke to Dhruva that, my dear sir, it is the system within the universe that nobody can leave this world without being touched by me. Everybody who is in this world, I have to touch him. He cannot survive without my touch. He has to die. That's what he meant. But you are a devotee, so you are beyond my control. But just to maintain the system, the tradition, I will bow down in front of you. You step on my head. Use it as a step to board the plane. So in this way, win-win ho jayega. People will not say that Kala was not touched by, Kala could not touch Dhruva. At the same time, people will say, Dhruva stepped over Kala. Dono ka इज्जत बना रहेगा. And that's what happened. As Dhruva boarded the plane, he started flying. He suddenly remembered, how can I leave this world alone? How can I go to the spiritual world alone? I am what I am today due to my mother's blessings, mother's guidance. So the two messengers of the Lord looked at him, they understood, they showed him another plane which was going in front of him. His mother was going before him. So this is a principle that if we become instruments in connecting somebody to the Lord, to this path, then we may not be able to practice as seriously as that person, but if that person becomes serious and makes some advancement, uska benefit hame bhi milega. If one person in a family becomes a sincere devotee of Lord Hari, Lord Krishna, the whole family will be blessed. Sometimes when I say this, people become sad. Acha kya? Sari family ko benefit milega. Because there are some people they don't like in the family. Some people actually become sad. Puri family ko milega if I do it. So then I have to clarify, no, the ones you love and the ones who love you. You are appreciative of it. Dhandya, thank God. क्या क्या बहुत सोच समझ के बोलना पड़ता है. So, like I was once mentioning, the etiquette for receiving guests, Atithi Devo Bhavaha. ये भारत का culture रहा है. And the system is that anybody who comes to your house, you have to welcome them. सबसे अच्छा welcome है, they come, offer them the best of food you can. खिलाए बिना नहीं भेजना है. And it is also mentioned in the Dharma Shastras, if the person leaves without eating, then he takes away all your punya with him. हमारा सारा पुण्य उसके साथ चला जाता है. And so I was explaining this to one class. Ladies ही बैठी थी. And there was one from Bandra. She said, कहाँ कहाँ दिमाग घूमता है लोगों का. She said, प्रभु जी इसको ऐसे भी तो कर सकते हैं. मैंने कहा क्या? Suppose we don't like someone and we go to her house और बिना खाए आ जाएंगे. उसका पुण्य अपने साथ ले आएंगे. She will lose her पुण्य. I said, what is this? ये thinking क्या है? ये तो भगवान को भी आपने checkmate कर दिया. कलियुगी लोग कुछ भी कर सकते हैं. So, ऐसे में एक और पॉइंट बोल रहा था. मैंने कहा ऐसा जरूरी नहीं है. Once a human being, always a human being. The next body will be given according to our consciousness. And she's like one of the ladies. ऐसे कैसे पॉसिबल है? सपोज मेरा डिज़ायर है, आप बोलते हैं इच्छा के अनुसार, बॉडी कॉन्शियसनेस के अनुसार. अगर मेरी इच्छा है, I want to live in a nice bungalow in a nice hill station all my life. Why would I not get human body? I said, your desire is right, but I have seen in places like Pavna and Lonavala, people have their big bungalows. The owner only visits maybe once or twice a year, but their dog stays throughout. इच्छा तो पूरी हो रही है, but not necessarily in the same body. So you have to be careful of our desire. इसलिए गुरु ज़रूरी है लाइफ पे. नहीं तो डिज़ायर तो कर लिया, बट उसको पूरा करने के लिए फिर वैसा बॉडी देंगे भगवान. So as Dhruva ascends to the pole star, that effulgent planet, on the way there are other planets as well. All the Devata, they are showering flowers on him. They are singing his glories and he's offering his pranams to them. And finally, this goes beyond Brahmaloka and Dhruva ultimately reaches that supreme abode, which then became famous after him, Dhruvaloka. So how did this all start? With a rejection, with an insult, with an expression of envy, emotional breakdown. ये हमारी सबकी लाइफ में कभी ना कभी तो होगा ही, या हुआ भी होगा. बट जैसा मैंने कल ही बताया था कि everybody will go through all this. But how we choose to respond and who guides us in those situations and whose shelter we take in those situations will decide where we end up eventually. So what this story teaches, that not all reversals are actually bad, provided we have the right consciousness and the right guidance. And secondly, however impossible the desire might be, if we follow the process which was followed by Dhruva under the guidance of his Guru, Narad Muni, if we also have that bona fide Guru, then an impossible thing also becomes possible by the grace of the Lord. So the real way to manifest any desire is to seek His grace. Unki kripa se. When He is pleased, He can grant you anything in the world. If He can grant His own kingdom, His own home to a child, 5-year-old child, what can He not give to us who are more mature in understanding? ये अभी लास्ट 10-15 साल में डिग्रेडेशन हो गया सोसाइटी का. नहीं तो एवरीबडी न्यू whenever you need something, you seek His shelter, you pray, you engage in some sadhana, some ritual to please Him. Even the demons understood this. If they wanted some powers, they had to do something, sadhana, some upvas, to please the deity that they were worshipping. And when the deity was pleased, they would get what they want, whatever they wanted. So this is the secret. अभी इतना bombardment है बाकी सब चीज़ों का हमारी तरफ that we have forgotten this particular principle. So just follow what Dhruva did and nothing will remain impossible for you. Worship the Lord's deity with flowers, with fruit, with food, with tulsi. Chant His names. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And meditate on His beautiful pastime just like we are doing now. Hearing is also meditation. Or when you are alone, you can simply remember these pastimes which you have been listening. So we'll continue the discussion tomorrow also on the third day. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Take advantage of this Purushottam month. For those of you who have come today, there are books and there's a small booklet on the significance of this Purushottam month and what all you can do. And there are little counters also, digital counters which you can pick up for chanting. And there are no hard and fast rules for chanting the Naam. Any time of the day, before taking bath, after taking bath, in whatever condition you are, you can just keep chanting, keep it on your finger and keep repeating always the name. Hare Krishna. So we'll do little kirtan and arti now. And also feel free to get along with you anyone. Shilpa ji has opened her house and there is place upstairs also. ऊपर तो मिरर है. अच्छा किया मिरर ऊपर लगाया है आपने. Hare Krishna. So let's get ready for the kirtan. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Everyone, please.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama.
Everyone, please chant.
Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Radhe, 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 Jaya Shri Radhe. Everyone,
Radhe, 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 Jaya Shri Radhe.
Radhe, 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 Jaya Shri Radhe.
Radhe, 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 Jaya Shri Radhe.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Ram Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama,
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Ram Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Everyone please.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Radhe, Jaya Shri Radhe. Louder please.
Radhe, 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 Jai Shri Radhe.
Radhe, Jaya Shri Radhe. Everyone very loudly please.
Radhe, 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 Jaya Shri Radhe.
राधे जय श्री राधे louder please
हरे कृष्णा। चलिए कल मिलते हैं ब्रेक के बाद।